Hello people of the world, it's what, Wednesday the 15th of March 2023, and where do we start? Right, okay, so last year, I'm not going to go into massive detail, but last year a few things happened to me that played with my head, emotionally, mentally, and made me feel a bit crap about myself and as if there was something wrong with me. It didn't take me long to realise that it wasn't me, it was the other people who were making me feel like that due to their experience. And I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to, and I'm not the type of person to get resentful, hold grudges or get weird, because I always show grace because it's just better, right? So, but it turned out the entire situation messed with my head mentally for a long fucking time. And it was getting to the point where the voice in my head was like, bah, 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 bah. It was just really playing with me and made me, I don't know, go in on myself and lots of things. I just haven't been right until recently. So I had a week off last week, and I happened to come across, I was 50 last week, I happened to come across this thing called Samadhi. And I can't describe it, I can't really go into it, because if you watched it, you'll understand why. I'll put a link in, I think the description box is below now, depends if you're watching it that way or that way, but I'll put a link in the description box there, or there, or there. To part one. It's really interesting, I kind of get it, but I don't get it, which if you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by that. But it's quietened the voice in my head, and this voice that was constantly going on in my head, like my ego and my hemispheres talk to each other. You know, I was an only child for 8 years, and I used to talk to inanimate objects when I was younger, and I still talk to inanimate objects now as I'm older, and I think that stems from entertaining myself when I was a kid. I don't know, I think we all talk to ourselves. But I watched this Samadhi, and it's helped quieten my mind, and it's helped me go, okay, let's move on. So I think I've actually found closure in a way. It's weird. So by watching that, it's made me look at the world in a different way. And the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because today I've had a very weird day at work. You would think that it was a full moon. You know, a la luna, lunatics. Well, it comes from full moons because it affects people. It affects oceans, affects your mind. Remember, we're water. We get pulled back and forth, pulled back and forth. So it affects people. People usually get a bit like, ah! Well, it's a half moon at the moment. It's 44%. So it can't be because of La Luna. But every third or fourth customer today either had a problem or had attitude or was, to be fucking blunt, completely and utterly stupid, had no common sense and have not engaged their brain in any form way whatsoever. So of course, you know, the normal sort of like responses I was getting from people, it got to the point I got so frustrated because I've managed to not get angry at work and not react. Well, today I said to Raz, I said, I need to go for a 10-minute break. This was about 3:30. She went, okay, so I walked off for a 10-minute break. I walked down to the shop floor and saw another friend of mine, Max, and I said, is that door solid? She said, yeah. Yeah, it's solid. I said, is it locked? She goes, yeah. I said, excuse me a second. So I booted the door 2 or 3 times, flat-footed. I was like, ugh, like that. And she's like, you're right. I went, I just need to get rid of this built-up frustration. Picked up 2 boxes and clapped her. You bunch of cunts. And then went, ugh. It had gone. I released it because when I get angry, I like to get rid of it. And today, it just really frustrated me. And the reason why it's frustrated me, because of loads of things. The business I work for is undergoing a lot of dispute at the moment. And the service we used to provide is nothing like it was before. No one seems to care. No one's taking responsibility. The man-agers don't seem to care. So, you know, because I'm a conscientious person, when you don't finish what you are supposed to finish for the day, you end up beating yourself up and feeling that it's your fault, when in actual fact it's not. So I managed to get rid of all that, but then once I've got rid of all that, I then went back to serving. And customers now were reacting. So when a customer acted like a complete cock, the customer behind would go, "Oh, there's some fucked up people in the world, isn't there?" Well, not literally use words like that, but they'd have comments, or they'd take the piss, or they'd go, "Oh, he's happy," or "Oh, fucking hell, he's got an attitude problem," or "She's thick," or rah rah rah. So customers interacted with me, and it made me realise. I said to a few customers, I said, "Is it me, or is the general IQ of the population plummeting, and are people getting stupider?" She went, "No, a few people, actually teachers, said, yeah, we've noticed the same at school. People can't read instructions. They want me to read the instructions for them." Because, I think it's because of social media. The other thing I done last year, after the emotional trauma and the fucking head fuck that I had, is I deleted Facebook off my phone. Because you scroll like this incessantly, and the whole platform reminded me of the emotional situation, because I used to communicate with those people on it mainly, yeah. So it was just like, I don't want to see this every day. It upsets me. It either makes me cry, or it makes me angry, or it makes me feel emotions I don't want to feel right now. So I deleted it last year, and only watch it or look at it on this iPad that I'm using now, which is an old iPad from 2015, just so people know. It's old! That's why this video quality is absolutely shocking. So, I deleted it off my phone, and I've got Instagram on my phone because I like taking pictures and I do a lot of light painting. I don't have Twitter, never have had it. I've got TikTok on my phone, I can't remember the last time I opened it up and looked at it. Snapchat I've got on my phone, I don't know the last time I opened that up and looked at it. So I've managed to stifle my social media incessant scrolling, because it was just, and I think that might have not helped me emotionally, mentally, and all those other things. And this Shahama has made me remember some of the things I knew before, which is in relation to it, and has made me, like I've said on this platform, I've always said, I don't feel like I come from here. I don't feel like this is home. And when I watched this Shahama, I was like, okay, it might actually, maybe that's my true self talking and not my ego, right? Because it's complicated. I don't want to put too many words to it, because if you do, when you watch it, you'll understand why I'm not putting words to it. But I think it's really finally sorted me out. I've just been given this for a belated birthday present, which is a stone to help with creativity. I've got a new MIDI interface keyboard that one of my really close friends bought me for my birthday. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap at all. It was like, I was like overwhelmed, to be honest. I was like, wow, man. Because they know my frustrations with computers, etc. I've got a MIDI box that doesn't talk to my iMac, and I'm not buying a new iMac. You know, MIDI don't work. MIDI is the most old school basic thing. You know, it was invented in the 70s, I think. You know, literally on, off. They're the only two things you have on it. So it's like, I think watching this and readjusting my thought and whatever else has made me see the world and the cesspit of shit that we're falling into. It's made me understand it a bit more and understand where we are in our human evolution, in our illusionary evolution, or our, I don't know. This is almost like, as I would describe this place, this physical, what you think's physical, because it's not, this holographic matrix is a prison, and a prison of, in a way, your real self and your soul. And we create our own prison. It's like, you know, yin and yang, balance, good and evil. Well, there is no such thing as good and evil. You know, there's no such thing as negative or positive, and you can go, what's there such thing as negative, positive? There isn't, because you can be negative in order to construct new ideas, which, so out of a negative will come a positive. The same with out of a positive can come a negative. So they're the same. There's no difference. It's all interconnected, right? It's like a circle. I've always said everything's circle. It's ongoing. It's infinity. It's like always has been. So that's come to the conclusion that the only thing that actually truly exists is now. Now, right now, in this moment. The moment you think that we're in now, or think it, speak it, say it, look at it, your ego is, it's complicated as fuck, right? It really is, for our small little penal minds to understand. But you can get some consensus, what's the word? You can get some kind of, I don't know, understanding of what I'm trying to say if you watch this. It's really worth watching. It's 3 parts. And, you know, most people, directly when they hear the word God or source, they switch off. Especially if you're British, right? If you're American, people are a lot more religious out there. Right? England, oh, God, fuck off. But when people refer to God, source, the creator, it's a creator. It doesn't mean that it's an individual. It doesn't mean it's a person. It could be have always been. It could be light. It could be a particle of dust. It could be anything, right? So you don't have to worship the creator. It talks about how religions see different. It's complicated. I don't want to say too much and then give some kind of bias or unbiased opinion of it. So Shahama, I'm going to put the link below, but it might actually explain a little bit of why the human race is as messed up as it is right now, because it is. And I think it's testing everyone's patience. And when I see the business I work for, and the business I've worked for 20 years, spiral into this declining, absolute shocking, you know, we've gone from the most pristine service to a complete and utter ball ache. It's just, I don't know. But then if I look at that, I can put that onto the world. You know, I've been on this planet for 50 years, and in the last 20 to 30 years, I've just seen it go. And I'm not completely convinced that technology isn't part of the cause. But hey, anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you because I felt like it. So, you know, peace, love and light. Won't be sharing this on any other media platform other than YouTube. So if you want to find it, you'll have to come to YouTube. Won't be going on Facebook for a while now. I'm avoiding that platform for a bit because I don't want to attach the emotions I had to it anymore. So if I shut it away, I can reignite when I need to and then use it as a platform for... Luckily, I can log in as just Izzy Deggan Pet's light painting machine. Light painting page. Izzy Deggan Pet's light painting page. I can log in as that and not have to log in as my generic Facebook, you know, person page, which I might do eventually, because obviously when I go light painting, I'd like to share that somewhere. I suppose I could do it on Instagram, because Instagram doesn't have that closeness that Facebook can have, and it doesn't mess with your head as much mentally. Instagram, it's a bit different. You just get loads of spam mail offering you free shit to wear people's clothes, especially if I'm doing gym poses, you know what I mean? You put the word gym as a hashtag and all of a sudden, oh, buy my stuff, we'd love to illustrate you on our thingy, how about you take our supplements on, ring this number, all this kind of crap. It's just spam, you know? Not interested. I'm not on there to make money from gym clothes. Can't think of anything more. Yeah, so peace, love and light. See you on the other side.